And we are officially live. Hello to all my BC WrestlePod nerds out there, and welcome to another rendition of the All Elite Ensemble review, your weekly AEW review show here at BC WrestlePod. The dynamic duo is back once again this evening and for next week as well. But I am Mikey, also known as El Jefe of BC WrestlePod. And joining me this evening is, of course, my lovable friendo, compadre, podcasting extraordinaire, Benny, who is here. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited. Dynamic Duo is here.
Yeah. Greetings and salutations. Let's rock and roll.
Heck yes. So, we're going to get into AEW in a little bit, but if you are new here and you want to continue to see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube or follow us on Twitch or Kick. We are not picky. Whatever your preferred platform is, we would love to have you there. We'd also love to see you kind of help, keep up with us and to also interact with us on the social medias. We're BC WrestlePod, where we do a lot. We got report cards, we got previews of the weekly television shows we cover. We also have some fun prediction stuff that happens from time to time with big old pay per views, as well as our thoughts on things. It is a grand old time. Of course, you can also, get some cool merch from us at our store, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. And if you would like to support us financially, there a little coffee bot might be coming in shortly. And yeah, so let's get into the goodness, shall we? So we kick off things like we always do here with AEW Dynamite. And we are going to talk about what opened us the show, which is the Ops and the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW World Trios Championship, which I was very happy to see.
Yeah. The Hurt Syndicate, minus Shelton Benjamin in this one, looked rather old, with the utmost respect. Um, they thought the ops were yeah, the ops as heels will work so much better. Like they're funny. Um, Joe. Oh, Joe. And like, yeah, Joe was like busted out stuff that like he's been busted out stuff lately that like you haven't seen in a while, which is really nice.
I had did I think the Ops were going to lose? No, not really. But I'm gonna be so for real. I love with the well, who knows? We're gonna see what happens with the Hurt Syndicate as we continue on leading into full gear. But I like seeing them work as a trio.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about it during our review last week of Wrestle Dream. I like that the Ops have now kind of changed in their character. They're more vicious. Essentially, they're kind of more heel-ish, with the key word being ish. Um, and it's what so okay, we talked before we went live, and I was like, okay, we're probably gonna bring up some stuff like where we took some directions and some stories. I was like, oh, I'm not sure where we're going.
Yeah.
Joe and Hangman is one of them. I was like, you know what? I'm okay with it because I'm used to having AEW doing like one and done feuds, but it seems that Hangman and Joe are going to continue to fight, which is cool. However, this is just a me and a personal nitpick. I'm just like, I'm okay with championship feuds, but like these trio championships can't be going MIA in the process of the story, which unfortunately seems to be a good chunk of not just AEW, but a lot of promotions don't do their trios and tag teams very well because it's like, you guys, their tag titles or their trios titles. I know they don't need to be defended every single week, but like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I understand that like it gives something something for Shibata and Hobbs to do, but like they could also just be at ringside, I guess, during the championship matches. Like I don't have to
I'm
sit in
just,
the back. you know?
I'm just like. Fine, whatever. It's cool, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm fine with Joe and Hangman fighting because then it's like, yeah, AEW is actually going to have a longer feud, which is nice because I'm used to with these titles doing one and done feuds for
Mm.
AEW, which is fine for some parts, and I'm happy for it. I just hope that the trios championships don't get left in the dust as we're building towards what's probably going to be a rematch at Full Gear or some sort of capacity. Who knows? But the ops retain. Joe gets on the mic. He did what he did because why not? Is essentially what he said. He's like, I'm gonna come for that title and I'm gonna keep coming for it until I take it out of Hangman's you know hands. And I was like, you go, Joe. I'm rooting for Hangers, but I'm rooting for Joe too. I was like, how dare you do this to me, AEW?
I know, right?
Oh my goodness. And again, shout out to the Hurt Syndicate. I'm glad that we're still having them as a trio. I would love for them to become champs at some point. Or if we're not going to have them, we don't need to have a horrible breakup. But I am here and I'm on the agenda of let's get some Shelton Benjamin, like some gold. I don't know when that is, but like let him be TNT champion for a little bit because this man is continuously to be amazing. Not to say
Yeah.
that MVP and Bobby are not, but damn, Shelton Benjamin can still go at his age like this, and he's been wrestling for 20 plus years at this point. Give this man a championship. For real.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, give something for Shelton, you know?
Exactly. And hopefully AEW will do that in the next year or so. But we move on from here and the promo we got from Joe, which leads us into the next thing for us, which is Chris officially accepts Mercedes Monet's challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship at Full Gear. And I'm just like, I'm excited. I think Chris is going to retain. And if AEW plays their cards right, the story of Mercedes can win every single title from around the world except for the big one. And when it matters, she can't get it done. And I
Mm.
want that story is a lot of fun. We're going to revisit that later because I don't know if that's the direction anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm excited, but I'm also like, why?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen this week.
For
Like,
reals. Between Dynamite and Collision, I was just like, you guys, there's too many of you. Some like couple people need to get out of here right now. I'm like, what are we doing? But it is official. Chris and Mercedes for Full Gear is the first official match for Full Gear, which has me excited, and I can't wait for that. I
this
love
was
you,
a
Chris.
fun promo with you know, it was really good for Chris, but Renee really shined in this too because the way that like she just like steps out of frame and like waits for Chris to hand her back the microphone, like fantastic.
100%. And so I'm excited for that match. I haven't been the biggest Mercedes, fan, but I will say over the last year or so, when she finally kind of came with her, more heelish persona and the ego and the 12 championships, I'm here for it. It's great. And you know what? She's been really fun to watch with, the opponents she's been fighting in AEW and at the pay-per-views. It's been a fun time. So shout out to Mercedes. Shout out to Chris. More women's wrestling. Can't wait for this match at Full Gear. Speaking of which, we hear from Darby Allin. He beat John Moxley at Wrestle Dream and the I Quit match. And essentially, Darby Allin basically says, as long as the Death Riders exist, I will torch them and they will go up in flames. And I was like, I smell a Texas death match.
Yeah.
Since we could do it in Jersey.
This was a really fun little promo segment by Darbs, and kudos on that new chest and back tattoo. That looked
Seriously.
really nice.
Be like, you get one of these Darbs, you get one of these.
Yeah.
You get the Laomi salt. It'd be like, so we know that Mox and Darby are on a collision course again at some capacity. Whether it's going to be at Full Gear, whether it's going to be at World's End, I was like, we are about to see these two bloodied and pulped or something, and I cannot wait. Wrestling makes me do weird things. I'm a sick freak, and I love it. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
No. Okay, so like, here's the thing, right? I love that we got all these women on this match, right? What I have a particular issue with is the fact that we got told this, like, or at least I learned about it the day of Dynamite, and I was just like, now, Antonio, Anthony Khan, listen here. I love that we are getting women's tag team championship matches. It's fantastic. It's going to be fun. I'm happy to see you. You know, you got half of the bracket here competing. Love that. Get all the women on the card to preview what this tournament's going to look like. However, why did we wait the day of to tell me that this was a match? And then there's this. Well, look at this card. It tells you it's a 4-way tag. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's an exhibition match. No, they should have put. This is just a minor nitpick when it comes to advertising. I was like, but we found out during the actual show that there are stakes to this thing because the winning team gets to pick their opponent in the first round. I'm like, that's not how tournaments work.
No,
no,
it's not.
I was like, that's not how it works. And I'm going to be so for real. I was just like, if you were going to do this, instead of picking their opponents, you should have had the winning team get a first right bound, or like bye, so they get into the semifinals automatically.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Or yeah, it's semifinals.
And I agree. I completely agree with you. Like, it was sort of like a shock to the senses because I was just like, what? Like, because when it's been advertised like all week before this, right? Like the brackets were going to be announced. So this match is did they have the match the bracket filled out before the show went on the air, or did like in kayfabe like
no? Okay, and kind of fast forwarding, like after the match would have been a perfect time to reveal the graphic. Not we have this match, the winners pick their opponents, and then before the main event is when we find the final brackets. I was like, that's not how that works.
None of this makes sense.
I was like, Anthony Khan, what are we doing? Oh man. So that's as far as I have to complain.
But
as far as this match goes, I had such a great time. And in fact, especially the Sisters of Sin, which we're calling Sky and Julia's tag team name, which I love that. I loved everyone in this match. This was fun. This was a way to preview everyone who is going to be participating in the, women's tag team title tournament. Also, the Sisters of Sin had a very busy week because they were here and then they were in Mexico on Friday.
Yes.
God, they did so good in the Grand Prix. I was so happy that they got moments to shine in that 10-on-10 main event. It was so much fun. But stay tuned to Wednesday for that review. Stay tuned tomorrow for that review. Also, I love that now we're just having Megan and Penelope in their graphics now just come out as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. I was like, yes, DC Comics, we love that.
Yeah, I love that they finally got the coat catch on cam. Like, it was for fans who noticed that kind of thing. It was sort of nice, like. And congrats to the new DPW Women's Champion.
Yes, Queen
Abinata. This match was so much fun. Like, Sky Blue and Julia Hart have like really come a long way, and everybody was fantastic. I really don't have much to say about this one except for it was great.
For real. The match itself was fantastic. Now, again, we could have released the brackets here, but you know what? It is what it is. I will nitpick that later in the show because we still got to get through a couple of things on Dynamite before we get there. So I'm gonna reserve it for then because right now we got to talk about this. This picture summarizes everything, and I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony Khan for actually making eye contact with people on camera like this. I know
Yeah.
I feel so bad. I thought about it. I was like, should I say this? I'm going to because one of the things we always tell Tony is like, Tony, you need to look at people in the eyeballs. If you're acting on camera with the characters, you got to look at them directly and not like off the far distance. Good job, Tony. We've been taking lessons.
Yes. And I posted something on Blue Sky the other day where like there's a few. You remember like during the pandemic when like TNA and AEW were doing that thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like Tony Khan was playing this like heel owner type of character. He's cutting great promos, and I was like, "What happened to that guy?" like, but he was really good in this, and Young Bucks are great as always, and I love the Time Cop inspired Tony Khan name plate there.
I was just like, please keep it, or like keep changing it every time we see your office. Like, just keep changing it. It would be so amazing. Oh my goodness! But essentially, what this sets up is that the Bucks want another money match. Tony Khan says yes on Collision on Saturday. They are going to have a 4-on-4 money match, and they will be teaming up with somebody that has history with the Bucks. The Bucks learned, and we as the audience learned that they will be teaming up with FTR to take on Jurassic Express and Jet Speed, as Jet Speed's got beef with FTR. Jurassic Express still got beef with Bucks. Bucks got beef. Everybody's got beef with each other in this match. Also, the Bucks and FTR have beef with each other. This is just a lot of beef going on.
Yeah, meat,
Enough to make a
meat.
stew out of it all. So more on this when we get to Collision, though, because we I Harley Cameron never changed. I listen. Wrestling needs to be silly sometimes, right?
Yeah,
And I love the silly wrestling. But we get the 12 belts Mercedes Monet celebration, but it's not who we think it is originally at first because Renee is in the ring and out comes Mini Monet, aka Puppet Monet, aka Harley Cameron ventriloquism amazingness, aka laughing my ass off so hard. I don't care what nobody says. I was like, Mini Monet is stupid, but it is my kind of stupid. And I was crying of laughter, Benny. This is not hyperbole. It is a fact. Mini Monet has been like we've seen Mini Monet pop up in a couple of segments over the last couple of weeks, but as a full blown on segment, I was like, I have missed Mini Monet. She's been gone long enough to be missed, but I am so happy that we got it here. And even what made it even better is that we got Renee to do the money dance, the Monet dance, which was great. Then we had Mercedes coming out, and I love that she played into it. She was all upset and offended. She had the boy toy. She yelled at the boy toy. She came down to the ring. She verbally assaulted Harley Cameron. Chris comes out in a hoodie and throws Mercedes into. Well, Minnie Monet first gets into the cake. Then it is Chris who comes into Harley's defense, who knocked Mercedes into cake. And shout out to Mercedes for doing the full thing. She got frosting everywhere in that incredible outfit. I was like, go full fold. We love it.
what about that wig? You're gonna be
I,
picking that stuff up.
I was like, girl got money. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
She is
right. It's
Monet.
fair.
She
It's
is
fair.
Ultimo Monet. She be getting money now. Oh my goodness.
um,
I
but,
love this segment so much.
this segment was so fantastic. Like, uh, I heard a lot of people like being like, "Wow, why is this?" Wow? It's like, man, chill out. Like, uh, like Metallica, right? Like, there's an old Metallica saying, where like the slow parts only accentuate the heavy parts, right?
Hmm.
So the comedy breaks up the monotony of a super serious show.
Right.
And Puppet Monet is fantastic. Like there was a couple times there where uh, she got Renee to break. like
I love Harley Cameron seems to be the only one of the few people in that company that can do it.
like um some of the like the reactions that she was doing with the puppet were spot on.
For real. So I was just like, oh, I love you so much, Minnie Monet.
I also heard like there's a lot of people like why aren't they selling those? And I was like, well, you also got to think about the person who designed it, and that person's probably gonna need a cut too. So there's probably some stuff there, you know.
For real. Oh man, I had such a blast with this segment, and again, it continues to build up what we're getting at Full Gear between Chris and Mercedes. Mercedes, we're gonna talk about you a little bit later, girl. We're not done with you quite yet in Dynamite. John Moxley is starting to spiral, and the Death Riders are not looking great after this episode, and I'm kind of here for it, but not for the reason that you think. It was like plot development. We love to see it in wrestling. Who knew?
Right.
This was another one I didn't know we were getting until like the day of. I was like, oh, Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly are about to square up. Bet, let's go. I was like, banger, here we go. And I mean this word in all love, right? When we think of underrated, I was like, Kyle O'Reilly is good. Like, he's very underrated, and I love him for it. He's so good.
He's amazing, and like this just accentuates something I was saying online the other day that like John Moxley, like for as much crap as a lot of people give him, he's very technically sound, and like he's pretty much everything everybody wants wrestling. Like all the old heads want wrestling to be like it used to be.
Right,
Like
not the old head. I love that.
like, why can't it be like it used to be? Like, well, watch John Moxley. Yeah, well, somebody says he's a plumber. It's like, well, he's
What
not.
the? I was like, that's not it. I was like,
That
what are you
ain't
talking about?
it. And like, I love the fact that like he was getting beaten this match, and he panicked and hit the ref, and then the ref cord was just like, oh no, we're done. Yeah, like
Be
we
like,
got nothing
absolutely not. uh, I love it so much. I was just like, Moxley getting DQ'd. I was like, oh, he panicked. Plot. I was like, character progression, because Moxley on the outside might say his loss to Darby isn't really messing with him, and he's got to move on from this. But it's like it's gonna manifest itself where Moxley is gonna have to challenge Darby one more time to dissuade and to prove that he's not losing it. And ultimately, I think Darby should beat him in that Texas Death Match, so Moxley goes full downward spiral. And finally take that vacation that he was promised like 3.5 years ago.
Don't you
Lord,
see? He works 1 day a week. This is his vacation.
that is very true. That is very true. Very, very true. Well, and then here's the thing, right? So we have this match. Kyle wins by DQ, and then everybody starts fighting, and it rolls into the next match like right away. I was just like, we're not just wasting no time. We're not getting the time to breathe because everybody is involved in this. Shout out to the like sitcom 90s sitcom inspired entrance now for everybody on the conglomeration. This is crazy. And once again, Mark Briscoe has another picture on this graphic. I was like, this is like number 15, I think. I was like, how many pictures did we take? Like, for real. I swear Tony Khan is listening to this podcast or paying attention to the weirdest things, because these things that happen when we review these shows, I'm like, I swear somebody is telling him about these things, because
Yeah.
this is such a weird thing that we point out, and it happens every single time. Anyways, this match was fun. I had a great time. Roddy's another one too. I was like, Roderick, I love you. You're great. You are so underrated as well. And I was just like, both of I don't even know. Do we still call them Red Dragon? Like, what are we calling them? Like, I don't know
What?
anymore.
Uh, yeah, like the undisputed kingdom, right? Like, man, that
For
died
real.
a slow death, didn't it? Like I love the like. There's got to be at least one guy that's like, I don't want anything to do with this, you know. Like, and I love that it's Roddy, which because
We
Roddy's a
need a
guy
straight
that
man.
everybody has always said that like he's a fantastic in ring wrestler. He's just a little bit bland. And in this AEW run, we've seen quite the opposite of that. And Yuta and Garcia, man, with their history on the Indies, it's great seeing them here in this spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, their 60-minute Iron Man match for the IWTV title. That's a
Mm-hmm.
mouthful. I had to slow myself down on that one.
Too many letters.
Too many letters. And yeah, this was fun all around. You know.
It definitely was fun. Conglomeration and Roddy, according to this graphic, I was like, we know he's part of the conglomeration. It's okay to say it. Y'all can say it. But they beat the Death Riders. I was like, ooh, more development. Everybody
Mm,
on the Death Riders, except for Marina, can't catch a break. What I would love to see if Tony Khan, if you truly do listen to this podcast, I would love for Marina to be the only person who could actually get wins for the group. And then when it comes time, Marina, I want to see, ultimately, I want to see Marina lead the Death Riders. That's what I want to see.
mm.
Literally, she is the second in command on the independents. I know at least AEW is cool enough to like mention what happens on the independents as well. And with Marina, Shafir, and Moxley both being at Defy Wraith, which I'm still waiting on that playback Defy. um,
Yeah,
I
seriously,
would
what is that?
I was like, how dare they? I would Moxley storyline wise here in AEW land. Moxley is kind of like Marina's second in command. Moxley is like having her shadow him, and what I would love for it, because I love me a good trope in storytelling, especially in wrestling. I would love for the student to become the teacher, and she ultimately is like, Moxley, you can't get the job done, so this is a coup. And then they beat up Moxley and kick him out the group.
I love it.
Will we get it? I don't know. But Antonio, if you're actually listening to this and it does happen, I'm not asking for royalties. But can BC WrestlePod get like front row tickets to the next pay-per-view? Please. I'm just kidding.
At
But
least a
this was
shirt.
at least listen, I I know you probably got an amazing graphics team. I will take being able to design a Dalton Castle and an Outrunner shirt. I'm just putting it out there. Like, give me one of those and I'll be happy, honestly. Whenever that's a shirt, please, 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 please. But we're gonna move on from this trios match because we still got some things.
Oh man, this is fantastic.
This is where things get. This is where I feel like we lose the plot a little bit. I was like, "Oh, Athena, you're back. I love you, but why?" And
Yeah.
if listen, if anybody was from anybody from the ROH world that was going to participate in this tag team tournament, my money was on Athena and Billy. No, I didn't think that we were going to get Athena and Mercedes. I was like, that's a fun power team right there. But what about Billy? Billy's going to be mad.
Yeah. Billy's tied up in that pure tournament.
Question mark? Because I don't even know. I knew as soon as we got that tournament, I was just like, we're gonna be hauling ass until we get to final battle. That is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like
I love you, Ring of Honor. I really do. The pay-per-views are always fun, but we need to fix this weekly television thing.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, hey, you want to pay $10 to watch prelim matches? No, I don't. No.
I was just like, I'm not asking you to copy other promotions, but be like TNA. Like, find a place where the city you're at, do a couple of tapings, and then you can start airing them. So that way, we're not using Dynamite and Collision as grounds because either you do the matches early or you do the matches afterwards when everyone's ready to go home. It's been a long night.
Yeah, right. Like it's already 1 in the morning. Why are we seeing Serpentico right now?
I was just like, listen, I'm here for a Serpentico agenda,
Yeah,
but
no
like at
shit.
the same time, I was just like,
Serpentico.
no. I was like, either find a designated place or find somewhere in the city that you're in to do a couple of tapings for like a couple of weeks and then just go back. Anyways,
Oh
that
man,
is not that is for
that's neither
that is
here
for a
nor
later
there.
episode. No, well, yeah. I mean, we have the forever champ. She could like. I will say though, shout out to Mercedes. I could tell she had fun doing this scream. She's like, "Where is my makeup?"
And like at the end, like Athena's like, "We gotta get
We
you
gotta
in."
do minion training. I was like, minion training? Oh hell no!
Oh hell no! these guys, these two are so funny together.
They are amazing. Listen, I am here for this tag team, but at the same time, I was just like, oh, instead of oh hi Mark, it's oh hi Athena. I was
Yeah,
like, out of nowhere, we haven't really seen you on AEW television since Forbidden Door after losing and tapping out to Tony. And then we're like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then as she appears, it's like, oh, hi, Athena, you're back. I'm not mad at it because I love you, but I was just like, ooh, Billy gonna be mad.
it's like it just leads to more questions because like as I just said, that like Billy's in the pure tournament. If this is supposed to lead the final battle, with Billy being mad at Athena, wouldn't you assume that the finals of the pure tournament would be at final battle? Is she gonna fight for 2 belts at final battle? That makes no sense.
I don't know. The crazy thing is that the crazy thing is that the ROH Women's TV Championship has gotten more development than anything because Red Velvet is on that ass. She is coming for Mercedes, and I am here for it. uh,
That's
yeah,
another
I was
thing.
just
Like,
like,
when did they tape that? It's like they gave Mercedes Mina's belt at the pay per view, and then like a couple days later, like Red Velvet's like challenging her. It's like, when was that taped?
I was like, and how did we develop that? But we're not developing the women's pure. We're not developing who Athena might face at final battle. Like, what's teases? What are we doing?
Ooh, he's got these favorites, don't he?
I was just like, listen, I love Athena too, but like we gotta start figuring out what we're doing. And I know it sounds like a double standard too. I mean, I love Bandito. I had the same issues, but at the same time, because I see Bandito fighting anywhere and everywhere, I was just like, why can't you have Athena do that? Like literally fight anywhere and everywhere, just destroying girls left and right. Like, anywho. But what I need though, if you want me to fully support this tag team, a la MJF and Adam Cole when we first got them, I need to see vignettes of Mercedes and Minion training.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see. But so these two are a tag team, and I was just like, I like it, but I also have questions. And but the big turning point is when we get these brackets in a little bit. But right now, Mark Briscoe's like, I want another shot. Kyle Fletcher's like, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Is essentially how I sum up this vignette. Love that color on Fletcher though, not gonna lie.
Yeah. He looks sharp, and chicken is always amazing.
Love him. I was just like, don't do it at Full Gear. Do it at World's End and have him win at World's End. That'd be amazing. Anywho.
Right?
Well,
Like
who
that.
knows? Mark Briscoe might be in the Continental Classic. Give that man some actual wins because he was on a losing streak for the good chunk of it last year.
I love the whole say my full name gimmick because like it gets me mad every time because I'm like, what is his name? Like he never says it. He never says it. It's like implied that we know it.
I was like, don't be a tease. Tell us. But yeah, so Kyle Fletcher's like, I retained, talks crap about Mark Briscoe. Mark wants another shot. And with the advice of Don Callis, Kyle tells Mark, he's like, that's going to be a no for me, dog. So I'm like, oh boy, round 6, here we come. Not that I'm going to be against it, but I was like, let's space this out. Let's space it out until at least World's End. Let's get through Full Gear, figure out who's going to be in the Continental Classic, and then go from there. And I'm okay with that. So yeah.
Indeed.
So okay, this is where I was just like, now Tony, I know we don't want to spread the women's division thin, but I have questions on some of these teams, right? So
Yeah.
first and foremost, Queen and Jamie makes sense. You know, we're leading to Blood and Guts in a couple of weeks, so this is gonna happen. Sisters of Sin, they both been fighting them, makes sense. Willow and Harley, obviously the favorites in terms of fans. Like they are so over. Everyone loves Harley. Willow is you can never nobody on this planet. If you hate Willow Nightingale, you just hate life. And I need you to not do that because Willow is amazing. Like there's not I cannot find one. I mean, there sure is, but at least in my inner circle, there is not one person who does not like Willow Nightingale. She's nice, she's lovey, she's amazing, and she can beat a bitch up. Like that's the best combination. She's loving, and she'll fight you and fight for you. And I want her on my bar fight team. Anywho, I actually want Harley on my bar fight team too, because she's the agent of chaos. I think that will win us the fight.
Yeah.
This-
Just to speak of how great Willow is, like I brought my mother a couple of years ago to Rampage
Heck yeah.
Island, and every time I'm like, you know that Willow girl, she goes, oh yeah, 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 she's funny. Like she made an impression, and that's pretty impressive, you know. Like
Right. So all that being said, I love this team, and then I see who they're going up against, and I was just like, this is a lose-lose situation for me. I was like, either we don't get to see Willow and Harley continue in the tournament, or we don't get to see Mercedes and Athena continue to be a team. I was just like, it's a lose-lose for me, and I'm mad. Now we get to the other side of the bracket. I want to start with TJ and Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. I was just like, this was not the match I wanted for TJ. I wanted them to at least make it. I was like, these are the when I think of women's tag teams, I was like, this is your legit OG women's tag team right here. They've been here since the beginning of this company pretty much.
hmm.
And I was just like, I feel like even if it's not for a long time, I want to see TJ become the inaugural women's tag team champions. Now, I'm still holding on hope that they can beat Megan and Penelope. But again, because a bunch of these women are tied into Blood and Guts, this is gonna this is gonna ruin a lot. To me, I was just like, I don't know how we're gonna play this out with everybody in Blood and Guts. But I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Penelope and Megan are like the new girls on the block. They're a tag team. Love them as a team going up against the OG tag team. That's gonna be fun. Now we get to the final matchup, and this is the most randomest ass shit to
Oh,
me.
isn't it?
So first of all, love Tony and Mina. Makes sense. They lost their singles championships. They are the Love Bombs. Love them. They're great. Where did Alex Windsor and Riho come from? That is the biggest question mark to me. I love them so much, right? But where did they come from? Not even on ROH television did they develop this team. What the F is happening? And
Also, where has Alex Windsor been? Like I haven't
that's
seen her
the
since.
other part. I was like, oh, okay. No, not just Windsor, but I was like, where has Riho been too? Where have they both been? Like, what is
Yeah.
happening?
Like, I didn't even know they were a tag
I know
team.
Alex
And then
Windsor
I was like,
just had
oh
a
wait, they
match.
did have that one with
I was like,
Emi Sakura on Mercedes, but that was back in August.
I'm gonna be so
Sorry.
for real. I love it. If no shade to Riho and Windsor, right? I would love to. I love them individually, but this team is not it. And if I had to move some people around, yeah, to be completely honest, I would have had Athena and Billy be here to represent ROH and then decimate the girls because that can be fun. And honestly, a Mercedes and Emmy tag team kind of would have been great for this tournament too. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I was hoping for this, and I don't know what's going on with her, but like I don't know who she would be paired with, but I was like, I need a Nyla Rose and somebody tag team. Oh my gosh, be a Nyla Rose and Riho team. Just literally the size difference would be amazing. And let Nyla Rose be her Twitter game Nyla Rose because she's fucking hilarious.
uh, Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa.
For reals.
Wild Roses, I guess. Like,
Or you know what? Not to say anything, but you literally have a working AEW. You have a working relationship with a big women's division in Mexico, and you literally have a Japanese Joshi women's promotion too. I'm not saying now. I know, of course, you have to have conversations about who can win and who not, but like you already have Olympia challenging Mercedes for this title coming up. We're going to talk about in Collision this upcoming weekend. You could have gotten Persephone, who is always up in here in AEW. Like you could literally have taken the women's tag team champions from CMLL, or because there was a bunch of girls from Stardom and CMLL this past Friday that you had the AEW girls participate against. We couldn't have some of the Stardom girls be a part of this, like even though not like give me a Bozilla, give me a Hazuki, give me a Koguma, like what's T? Again, I love Alex Windsor and Riho down, but this is the random pairing, and this is why I'm like, I don't like this matchup because again, I'm mad because of course Tony and Mina are gonna win, which means what does that mean for Windsor and Riho after this?
yeah, I'm like I'm like flabbergasted because I'm just like I don't know what to say about
My
this.
flabbers are gasted, exactly.
Because like I like Bane and Ford, right? Like I think that there's two people that going into Blood and Guts should be built a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Ty J, I'm sorry to say this. Like I mean this with the utmost respect. I'm a huge fan of them, but they're the weakest team in ring uh, as opposed to everybody else in this bracket. Like
Fair.
and with that said, like I still like to see them advance, but like I don't think they're going to, seeing some what they set up on the collision. But
Right. And I'm just like
uh and uh what do they call themselves? The Babes of Wrath. Um Against Athena and Mercedes. Like why is this in the first round? This doesn't make any sense. Like
Here's the other thing too, right? So I know we don't have a lot of women's tag teams, but I was just like, we couldn't have. I'm like eight
how many
teams.
people do they have in the ROH right now? Like where's Lady Frost? Like like
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you brought up some of the ROH girls, or even if you wanted to do one spot for Stardom and one spot for CMLL, we could have added 8 more teams and make it a 16 bracket. It could have been a lot of fun. Like, for it, it's like a whole. So okay, running down ROH, you have Lady Frost, we have Rachel Ellering, Diamante could have been in here too. Like,
yeah.
I was just like,
Mercedes
what are we?
Martinez is still under contract from what I know.
Yeah, Mercedes Martinez, Billy Starks. I like I said, Billy should have been a part of this thing. I was just like, how, why, whatever. Gianna
They had like a short
Perazzo.
amount of time to get everything done. But
I was
like
just like, I
you didn't
mean,
have to do it
even
like this.
even though she's in a new faction, like, and you could have had Deanna and Taya Valkyrie be a part of this too. Like,
Yeah, or
and
Taya and Lady Frost have been tagging together down in CMLO, right?
for real. So I was just like, I don't know. I feel like there could have been some choices to bring some ROH girls into this, but who knows what's happening. I'm still excited for these tag tournaments, but
Yeah,
sad as it is to say, I was just like, not to say it's predictable, but the one that I was just like, that's actually kind of like I can make an argument either way is the Hater Aminata and the Sisters of Sid match. I was like, that's the only one where I'm like, you know what? This could really go 50-50. And then everything
yeah.
else I'm either mad at, I have questions about, or what the flip. What the flip? Ugh. Am I still excited? Yes. So I don't want anyone
Yeah,
to deem this as like I'm excited because this is gonna be fun. I just have my flabbers are gasted, and I have lots of questions of how we got to the here in terms of who is in this tournament and where we place them. But that is not my job. That is
yeah.
Tony and
Same.
Sean.
I'm not upset. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody who made just made these decisions. It's just that like, well, we're fans, and maybe sometimes we fantasy book ourselves into a corner.
So, but I'm still excited. So the tournament begins next week. So we shall see who ends up where. So main event. God, this was a banger.
Yeah,
What a way to end the show, man. Unified Championship match. Kazuchika Okada defending the title against Bandito. Bandito got this match for pinning Okada at Wrestle Dream in the Tag Team Championship match. And like I said before, what a banger! Bandito
yeah.
just Bandito has
He's a
not missed
special
for me this
talent.
year, for reals. Uh, I literally have
I
no
love
other notes on my sheet right now.
there was a moment where like Okada had thrown Bandito to the outside, and like Okada like walks over to like Bandito's family, right?
Mhm.
And like Bandito's like grandmother like puts his like puts her hand like over Okada's. She's like clearly just like, oh, you're pretty, Okada just like
Be like,
and this didn't go the way I planned it, but it was
be
just
like,
a quick little
okay.
moment. It was pretty funny. And then like Gravity was sitting there like in a surgical mask. Bandito's brother, Gravity. Like but like either way, this match was so much fun. Like I actually rewatched it today just to see it again. And
Mhm.
uh it's weird seeing Dynamite get done in a reasonable amount of time. 'Cause-
I was just like, wow, this went a good perfect length for me to enjoy and also be in bed at a reasonable hour. But of course, Okada wins. Still a really good match between him and Bandito. The Don Callis family come out and celebrate, but then Takeshita has his own entrance, and him and Okada are continuing to stare down. Because, like a Telltale game, Konosuke Takeshita will remember this. And that is how Dynamite ends. Dynamite was interesting. I
yeah,
will say, Dynamite definitely had me scratching my head at some points, but at least we had some plot development for leading into Full Gear, where the potential stories goes. We might have taken a couple of weird pit stops, but Dynamite on Wednesday, I was like, okay, I have questions, but at least we're kind of still heading in the right direction.
yeah,
Then we get
definitely.
to you. Listen, great action, but what
Mm,
the was this? I was like, what the
yeah.
hell happened? And the worst part is this was all pre-taped in the same night, and I was like, "This is what we got."
Also, like, why are you holding people hostage at till like 2 in the morning? Like,
I was like, unless it is a special show, like, I mean, to be fair, I was held hostage, but like, at least we were done by a reasonable time when we went to the Dynamite 300 and Collision 100 tapings. Like that, I understand because those are like the big number episodes.
yeah,
But why did we hold people hostage for this collision? Like, what happened, AEW? So let's get into you really quick to find out where did it all go wrong. Not this moment. uh, I know you're married,
yeah.
Hangman, but I love your beautiful rugged face. I'm just leave it at that.
I'm sorry,
I was
what?
like,
I got
exactly.
lost.
I was just like, I was just like, I got lost in his eyes. Anywho, no. So this is a quick thing from Hangman. He's like, Joe, I'm gonna beat you up, and literally that is that is the summary of this whole thing. I was like, bet they're gonna fight, and I'm here for it.
I saw I saw a video today of like somebody had like put some like midwestern emo uh like underneath this promo. Like, worked out perfectly.
So, I can't wait. Hangman and Joe, they're gonna fight, and I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah.
That is moving on. I was nah, this match ruled. Ishii is great. I love this render of Pac. I was just like, my God, Mighty Mouse, we out here looking crazy in the best way possible. These two had a banger. Shouldn't expect anything less, but oh man, this was fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, I love the little promo before, or maybe it was on Dynamite, uh, where Pac calls Big Tom the stoned pitbull. He's like, you might be smoking that wacky tobacco too much. Like Daniel Garcia is just like he's just like face down in the background, just like, trying to keep it together, not trying to ruin the shot. I love this, but yeah, you got two tacticians of the ring right here, so like, of course it was hard hitting and it was beautiful.
Of course, Pac
Put
ends up
those legs away.
correct. This was great. Pac wins, but it's weird. If it's always got to be a balancing act for Death Riders. If they lose on one show, they're bound to win on another one.
Yeah.
So Pac picking up the victory for him and the Death Riders against Ishii. Please let them fight forever. Please. Please. Everyone wants Mina, and I'm here for Tekla stepping on me. So I'm just putting it that way. But oh my gosh. Mina just finds a way to make every opponent she works with look magical. Not to say that Tekla is bad, but there's again, when you get former Stardom girls fighting, you know the Josie dream is alive. And I also feel like this match in particular, I hope it reminded folks. It was like, guys, I know she just dances and she is like the unofficial lesbian girlfriend of Tony Storm because of the relationship they have in character. But I need people to remember Mina Shirakawa is fantastic in-ring worker too. Like this was, oh god, I had fun with this one.
Excuse me. Yeah, like I love that. They clearly seem very comfortable with one another because of their time in Japan. So like they will lay it in some snug ass shots. Like
It was
I
like, yeah, we
love.
can hit harder. We're good.
Yeah, right. Like it's, they say you always hit your friends harder. So like in wrestling, anyways. And like Amina working the knee and like I love how she sort of just picks apart a body part in like every single one of her matches, and like that's sort of like a lost art nowadays.
For reals.
And Tekla probably has the best core strength I've ever seen in my life. It's unreal.
Holy hell, homegirl is deceptively power base.
Mm. The way that she can like do a sit up in the tree of woe like that is like that's how like
Right? I was just like, I was just like, But man, again, I I had a blast with this. This was so much fun. Mina and Tekla threw down. Tekla wins, giving her momentum. And again, I was just this weekend, I was just like, shout out to the AEW girls, Mina, Tekla, Julia, Sky. Like, y'all have done some fantastic work this week. And I was just like, you are my MVPs because you also did very well in Mexico. Oh, man. If anybody has the chance, please go watch the Amazona Grand Prix from this past Friday. The AEW girls and honestly the Japanese girls too. All the girls did amazing. Like they were just it was so beautiful. It was so fun. It was fun. Ah, but yeah, this was fun. I had a great time.
Mm.
It's fantastic. Ah, more women. I'm like ah. So I in the middle of this because we were so of course let's set this up right. So we get an interview of course with TJ who are here, and then we get interrupted. And at first I was just like, oh cool, more women. I love this hair. I was like, wait a minute, is that no, that's not. And then when they said the names, I'm like, oh my god. I lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, Miranda Elise and Nixon Newell are here. Holy shit, Tony Khan, what are we doing? And why were they not in the tournament?
Yeah, this could be Windsor and Riho, I guess, but whatever.
Nah, but I was just like, oh my God, Tony Khan, you can't just drop Miranda Elise and Nixon Newell on my screen just so casually. Like, Betty, I lost my absolute mind. I was like, don't get their hopes up. They might just be here for a little bit. But at the same time, I was like, Tony Khan, sign these girls now. Like, oh, oh man, it's great. I can't wait.
I love that they like when Nixon Newell walked in and like started talking to Ty. They like winked at their past history in the May Young Classic, and uh, I actually like this is a team that like I actually wanted in this tournament, no lie, and I'm just glad they're here. You know, like go get a jersey, girls, and uh, uh, get that graphic. I'm a huge fan of Miranda Alizé and Nixon Newell. I honestly I'm not that familiar outside of the May Young Classic and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then of course, like I know again, not to bring up too much, but of course, Nixon Newell. For those of you who watch the Fed, this is Tegan Knox, and that makes me excited. So
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of her, but like I don't think I've ever seen a match. But I digress. But I love Ty showed a lot of personality in this
right.
promo, and you can tell that they're like really good friends, you know, or at least they're comfortable with each other, you know.
I I'm excited because I was like, we might be getting a match. Who knows what's gonna happen? But yeah, with Miranda and Nixon here in AEW, I was just like, more women, let's go. So I can't wait. The collision literally is about to happen. Just, just, 10 out of
I
10, no
love the
notes.
Phantom of the Opera mask on Mansoor.
God,
It's so funny.
I, I was like, I was just like, I know it's gonna be stupid, but can we get a feud between these guys and Dalton and Outrunners? Like, we need a
Yeah,
woman to. I was like, get Harley Cameron. She's friends with everybody. Put her with the Outrunners and Dalton, and honestly, she probably would fit. Like, oh man, I
I bring,
I love that
bring
mix that.
the gal back.
So
Erica Lee, the big gal.
for reals. I'm just like, so we get another MXM TV casting call. This time it was different though because Taya Valkyrie was on the casting call list. And then the call was answered. Taya's face expressed it completely, and Homegirl was manhandled by CMLL's own Olympia. I was like, girl got manhandled for 3 minutes, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
Olympia,
At first I was
Olympia's
like,
a
is that Jordan Grace in a mask?
no, honestly, she is just as muscly and defined as Jordan, but holy crap. Oh, yeah, Olympia is a badass. I love her so much in CMLL.
Yeah, she impressed me. I'd like to see more.
She's so good. And I'm like, we'll talk afterwards, but it's like, I got that CMLL hooker. But oh man, I love MXM collection. The casting call is hilarious. And Olympia being here is fantastic. We're gonna talk about her in a little bit later in the show, but
Yeah.
so okay, I don't like the story for anybody involved. But can I
Mm.
say something, Benny? This was probably my favorite match of the entire night.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think this was my favorite match of the week.
You know what? Talking about Dynamite and Collision, I have to agree with you too. I was like, see, when you actually let Brian Keith just go and be, I don't know, your Defy champion version of Brian Keith. And listen, I know people are like, who the heck is this Ace Austin kid? I'm like, just wait,
Mm.
let his in-ring ability show how great he is. Oh my god, this was so good. Again, I was just like, I hate the story for y'all. I really, really do, but oh damn, was this such a good match?
Yeah, it was crazy, right? It was just like the pre-package. It was just like 2 weeks ago on on Collision in a random backstage interaction. These two had some words. So let's fight. It's like, what the hell? Okay, I'll take it though, because I like both of these guys. So, and it's nice seeing the bounty hunter actually get to bring the bounty hunter to TV.
For
Eh,
reals, I was just like, this is what I've wanted since he got here.
yeah,
Ugh, man. Anywho, but this was a fantastic match from both of them. Ace Austin does win, but uh, just let's just throw the story out the window. Let's just have them have bangers. Like let's just have them fight just cuz. Like this was the step in the right direction. I need this Brian Keith to show up every single week. This is what I want. AEW, don't give me, remnants of the learning tree. Give me Bounty Hunter who just take names and kicks ass. And Ace
yep.
Austin, I'm so happy that people love what you do because people are like, "Who is this kid? He's from TNA." I was like, just let the wrestling speak. Don't let the look in the cards fool you. Don't let bootleg Gambit outfit fool you. Like I could say that because I was like, now this gimmick I have questions about, but the wrestling is on point, and that is I'm so glad he delivered.
No, I've always had the same issues with the gimmick too. It's like it's not like much going on here, but he's really good.
So, but this was a fantastic match. Shout out to Brian Keith and Ace Austin. Y'all did the thing.
Yeah,
We're getting a summit, which means that shit's about to go crazy and girls are gonna be fighting.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a contract shining. You know it's never gonna end without unless somebody punches somebody, and that is exactly what's gonna happen. Like the
Yeah.
girls are fighting.
It's like one of those old tropes where, like, wrestling tropes where, like, if there's a contract signing and they're sitting at a table, like, somebody's going through the table. You know? And, like, I very much see a cat fight between Takeshita and Okada.
I am so ready. This is good. Uh, that match is gonna bang. Whether it's gonna happen at Full Gear or World's End, I'm ready for it.
Question.
What's up?
Goto. is gonna get his shot before Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yes, so Goto is getting his championship match. I'm trying to think what's the next big event after. So, because right now we're currently in the junior tag team league, which is on and popping too. I'm trying to think what is the next show. I think that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. But I know there's one show before like the end of the year, so I want to say it's not New Year Dash. That's right after Wrestle Kingdom. I digress. But
Yeah.
yeah, Goto's going to get his shot beforehand, which I think Takeshita is going to beat him because I still hold belief that it is going to be. Well, I'm pretty sure we might get a rematch between Zach and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream, but I'm still holding on to the fact that it might be Takeshita versus. Well, no, now that Yota
Don't
has
say
the
it out loud.
title,
Don't say it out
yeah, I was like, it's
loud.
evil. No, I was kidding. Oh my god, I swear,
That is evil.
it's the whole house of torture. I'd be so mad. Anywho, but we're gonna get the summit between Takeshita and Okada with Don Callis, mediating, and it's gonna only end in one way with fisticuffs being thrown. This was the second. What are we doing? Like, what? Why?
I love this. Like, this was like the way that they ended it was like, we're live. Like, was like a play on like the old Sid meme. Uh,
So
Sid
funny.
Vicious. Like he like flubs the line. He's like, let's take it again. And he's like, we're live. You
I
know.
oh my goodness. I'm just like a couple things in this picture, right? I didn't know I wanted this until I saw it. I was
Yeah.
just like, you know what? I'm kind of here for this if we turn this into a mini feud. Second, truth, I didn't realize how jacked you were until we got a close up of you in this still frame. I was like, holy damn, this man is jacked. Also, Dalton Castle, you're my favorite. 10 out of 10, no notes. uh,
You
I
know,
was just like,
like Turbo, the guy with the blonde hair, the blonde receding hair. I can never get their names right. I can never get
the
their
one
names
with the receded hair is Turbo, and then the other one is Truth.
right. Okay, that's
Truth
on
is
me.
the one that's jacked that I'm talking about. Turbo is the receding hairline. And also shout out to him because him and my mom has something in common. He is my mom's new favorite wrestler when we learned because when we went to Collision 100 and they had that amazing banger of a match against FTR, me and my mom noticed it's like, wait a minute, does he have a insulin sensor on there? And I was like, oh my god, he does. And so my mom's like,
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite wrestler, 10 out of 10.
I've seen Kyle O'Reilly with those two.
Yeah,
Like
Kyle O'Reilly has a pup, and my mom loved him when they came to Palm Springs, and my mom got to see Kyle O'Reilly versus Will Ospreay for the international championship when Will was international champion at the time.
oh
And I
man,
was just like, that was her first introduction to Will Ospreay. I was like, strap in because it's about to get good.
yeah. Well, like Turbo's not even 30. That's absolutely insane.
I love this mix of all five of them, and I need to see it like now.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
do. This is so good.
Seven more interactions, please. Seven more. No
One of them
more,
has
no less.
right. One of them has And one of those interactions needs to be near a dryer. Just putting it out there for those of us who've been watching ROH forever. We love it. Hook beats Griff Garrison. Moving on. Like
Yeah,
this was
this was there. Does he have a
it was
mom
the
tattoo?
that's what I said. I was just like when I looked at this, I was like, did you get some new ink? Like what happened? Like anyways, but yeah, Hook beats Griff Garrison. It was here. We can move on.
Yeah. Like the weird thing was, I think this was just like to like establish him for the show coming up tomorrow, which
Which
is
is
totally random.
fine. I was just
like,
like, which is fine, but like, why do we got to continue to reestablish Hook? Like, what are we doing?
like we know who
Um,
Hook is. Like, are we getting like? it just seems rather slapped together that we're getting Hook and Joe in a first interaction, like in like a 4-way.
It's wild for sure.
What?
But we move
Sorry.
on though.
I
Olympia
get.
is backstage. She is here to regain, what belongs to CMLL. And next Saturday, uh, so ready. So here's the thing, and we say this over at our CMLL review on Wednesdays. Mercedes knows how to work and play with the luchadors, and even in loss, makes them look amazing. We saw it when she faced La Catalina, like a week or two after winning the title. She was amazing against Persephone 2 weeks ago, and now we get to see her go up against a literal shit brick house in Olympia. Like, girl will be tossing Mercedes like a rag doll, and I'm kind of here for it. I'm excited because I was like, oh my god, we can get a Friday CMLL show on Collision, and like for those who don't watch CMLL, I was like, strap in, it's about to get good. I was like, Tony Khan, give them 15 minutes though, please. That's all I ask.
Yeah, this should be really good. Like, I'm totally here for it. Mercedes um, has clearly uh, gone out of her way to learn different styles of wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and she's succeeding at it because, well, she's the goat.
She really is. Uh, so I cannot wait for Saturday's Collision. This match is gonna be so much fun. Main event time. This was chaotic AF, and I was here for it. I had fun. This was great.
Hmm.
I was like, these four teams are just so good. Like,
Yeah, for like I didn't know that they taped these back to back. Um, but knowing that now, that crowd was going bonkers for Luchasaurus. Like anytime he got in, it was, like,
amazing.
oh, it's so great. I love it.
This was such a blast. Oh my goodness, I was laughing so hard too. I was laughing so hard because Jet Speed and Jurassic Express win. Jack Perry giving a stack of cash to the Young Bucks was hilarious afterwards. This was just a fun main event, and that's yeah. Jet Speed also Kevin Knight and Mike Speedball Mike Bailey also kind of putting in the same category as Tekla. Y'all had just gotten this company and you have kind of made bank because you won a couple of these money matches too. Because they won the one when they were teaming up with Mark and them too.
Yeah, like didn't like Jurassic Express gain like $700,000 in a week.
Seriously, I was just like, they just won. They just got like so much money in the span of 2 weeks, and I'm like, y'all paying? Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh man, but man, that this main event was a fun way to close out Collection, and
yeah,
that's yeah. And honestly, you know what? Storyline wise, I was just like, I'll put it this way: Dynamite did a better job at developing storylines more consistently. But despite the weirdness that Collision was in terms of storyline, I think the Collision had the funner wrestling between the two shows for AEW for me this past week, with Brian Keith and Ace Austin being my favorite match of the entire AEW, and honestly, probably my favorite match of regular television last week. There is a pay-per-view match that was probably my favorite thing I watched all week, and that is Rio versus Rain Leverkusen at Progress Wrestling's Jump in the Line, where we have a new champion. That match was baller. It was so much
oh,
fun.
I've never seen that real work, but as somebody who has dyslexia, her name spelled uh, with
Well,
with also there being Rio and like
it's
the
crazy
H.
for sure. Nah, but Rio in Progress, she's a badass. I was just like, I love Black. Well, listen, Black Excellence is always something I'm going to support, right?
Yeah,
But she is, how do I put, if like we're going to mix her, she is like she is she is the charisma of Bianca Belair with well, no, she is literally a British version of Bianca Belair. She has the charisma, but she also has the power behind her too, in my opinion. So, but
Well, I
yeah,
can
that's
yeah.
probably my favorite wrestling match, period. But my favorite TV match goes to Collision with Brian Keith and Ace Austin. But that's gonna be it for us here at All Elite Ensemble. Ensemble. Uh, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up this week. Tomorrow we get Wednesday and Thursday we're going back to back to back to back because there is going to be 4 reviews in a span of 48 hours because scheduling is crazy. Tomorrow evening we get your regular dose of NXT and CMLL. NXT will be reviewing Halloween Havoc, the NXT PLE that happened this past weekend. There's a lot of pay-per-views this weekend that I watched. But we are going to be reviewing Halloween Havoc. And then we will be later on that evening, tomorrow night, we will be reviewing the CMLL 2025 Amazona Grand Prix, which was also a lot of fun. Then on Thursday, we go back at it again for back to back. Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, I will be leading a cavalcade of characters through Mystery Wrestling 19, where of course, we were supposed to have it last week, but we were scheduled for this week due to scheduling issues. But we're still talking everything because we saw a living dead girl. We saw the Power Rangers versus some Teletubbies. We saw we saw a fall count anyone match? Question mark. What's that about? Tune in Thursday to figure that out. And then I will be back at it same night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, as I will be reviewing Progress's Jump in D Line, as I will be reviewing that show. And we are now officially one show out. Next month for Progress, it is Noisy Neighbors, and then all roads lead to Vendetta 3 in I'm so excited. Vendetta in December is going to be so good. Anywho, I'm excited for that show. And then join us on Sunday to wrap things up for our WWE review for Raw and SmackDown, and it's going to be a fun time. Like, we're having a good time. Shout out to women's wrestling so far this week because y'all are carrying it for me. I know whatever your feelings are in WWE, I have to say Charlotte and Alexa versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, they ate. They were the main event. They were the best thing of Raw yesterday, and I was just like, shout out to women's wrestling. Y'all are killing it right now. As we've all been knowing, but I'm glad more people are getting on board with women's wrestling being the best thing on the planet. Anywho, that has been my TED Talk for the evening, so we got to get up on out here. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for NXT and CMLL. But for myself, Benny, and the rest of the BC Wrestle Pod family, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay Bi-Conic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you for a crazy week over the next 48 hours. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.